You laughing. Cause hey, that shit ain't funny, man. Shit, boy. That shit hurt, boy.
Yes. But here's the thing, Ocho. Here's the thing. Give it a day or two. Let her calm down.
I can't because I don't know. I'm just saying I'm blocked. I don't know what to do.
Look here, that's one thing about you, Ocho. You a wise man. The one thing I know about men, they can.
And
you know
what? You know what I can't do though? And I can talk to you and chat, like remember how you say if you live publicly, if you live it publicly, you break up publicly. Yeah, so it's okay. See, I can deal with that though. I can deal with that. The stove.
Take it offline.
Hey, the stove is hot, bro. You ain't just hear me, huh?
I know. Ocho,
the stove is hot. There's no point in touching the stove if it's still hot. I got to let the stove cool down.
Ocho, look, at the end of the day, it's two adults. Y'all both grown. You can get into a room, you can figure it out if that's what the both of y'all want. So
all right, what's going on YouTube, man? Welcome back to another video with TC. Now, this is a lot of men's problem in this generation. They think that when they take another man's girl, that they just him. Oh yeah, I must be him. I took his girl. It's rapped about in all these songs. All the celebrities, make all these songs about taking broke men's girls, or even it could be a broke man take a rich man girl. There's really no holds barred in situations like this. But how you get them is the same way you lose them. Ocho Cinco made a very, very big mistake in even proposing to this girl because her character, right? We spoke about character the last couple of days, right? Her character was that of, matter of fact, let me go ahead and play the clip and show y'all what kind of character she had. Play the clip.
Our answer will be different because we are emotional creatures.
I agree.
And I feel like, when I was younger, I used to have the tit for tat mentality, and I cheated on my ex-husband with Chad.
Really?
I wouldn't say cheat because I mentally checked out.
I understand. So you were almost done with that relationship.
I was done.
So you were done.
I was
with
mentally
that
checked out. And I grew an emotional attach. So it was like I was already physically attracted to him. So it just made it even better.
But see, that doesn't feel like tit for tat. It just feels like you was done and somebody else caught your attention.
But at the age I'm at now, I felt like it was wrong because I should have ended that relationship fully.
Yeah,
I agree.
I was younger, and at that time, I was focused on myself and trying to get over everything that I went through. And if I would go back, I probably wouldn't have did what I did, but it happened. I can't go back and change it.
Does that affect your relationship now?
With us?
Yeah.
Of course.
So do you feel like Chad may not trust you as much because he knows you was with another?
I wouldn't say it doesn't affect Chad and our relationship because I told him the reason why I did what I did. Mm-hmm. But it does affect my ex-husband and our relationship. We do have a child together, and
so we are co-parenting.
Co-parenting, it does affect a lot. We don't communicate at all.
Yeah.
I bought my son a phone. That's how we communicate. But it's hard to really explain to him because as a man, their pride is very hard. It's like,
I understand.
I took care of things you should have, but they don't see what they do.
All right, so boom. You have a woman here who cheated on her husband to be with him. Retired, active duty military. She cheated on her late husband to be with Chad Ochocinco. This shows a lot about her character. I had a tit for tat mentality. Most times, in most cases, people don't grow up. People don't grow up unless they face real hard life lessons. And for her, he was the quote-unquote rich man after her relationship with whoever. Because I guarantee you her last relationship, the guy didn't have as much money as Ocho Cinco. So to her, she leveled up. Just like the woman in the video we reacted to the other day, she say, after relationships, sometimes women feel like they leveled up if they found a man with more money. It has nothing to do internally. even though she had a successful career herself, you get what I'm saying, a pretty successful woman, that has nothing to do with how she feels mentally when it comes to cheating on a man and leaving and going to another relationship. They always want the bigger, better deal. Now, in her case, it could be she's not trying to get a bigger, better deal. She could just be tired of this man. But her character, he had the chance to see her character in the beginning. And do I feel bad for him? Not necessarily, because as a man, especially as a man with status and money, you're in the NFL, he has had a chance. He was in the NFL for years. Now he's retired. So he had a chance to see the types of women that he attracts for what they really are. Because I'm pretty sure that there was a good amount of women who threw themselves at him over the years just based on what he did for his profession. So what does that say? He just didn't assess the situation for what it really was. And he fell into the category where I want to make a home out of this woman when she broke up a home to be with me. It's a pivotal mistake, and it's not something that you really could feel bad for, because you know the egos that men have and the egos that we have when it comes to things like that. So it's not really a situation where I can feel bad, but what I can do is inform you not to make the same decisions as him, because this has nothing to do with money. You see the men with the riches and the men that is poor, they getting the same outcomes when it comes to these women and these relationships. It's not really nothing that you could really do about it. It's more like you need to be the one assessing her to see if she fits your life. This is why a woman's past matters, because had she not put this information in the forefront, nobody would have ever knew. She could have did what every other woman does and just get out of a relationship and say, my ex was abusive, he was narcissistic, he was this, he was that. Because you can best believe it's no excuse to cheating in a relationship at all from either party. We've all been there, done that, but it's really no excuse. You get what I'm saying? And most times, actually, no, I ain't even gonna say it, 'cause I've seen a lot of men acting crazy when they get caught cheating, like acting like kids for real. So I think it just depends on the type of person you are, man. But in most cases, like, there's really no excuse. You know, women have these things like, oh, I checked out, I this, I that. And then it brings you to another point where it's like, why even get into a relationship when you have women that can say things like, oh, I checked out, that's why I did this. Like, are we at the grocery store? Like, what do you mean you checked out? You checked out. So you mean to say you checked out 6 months early before you left the relationship? So you bought a product in November, December, January, February, March, April, May. And in May is when you decide to, you ate the product, everything was cool, whatever. And that's when you decide to like leave. Like, that don't make no sense to me. I just don't get it. It's just something that would never really make sense to me. But this is the mind of a woman. These are things that they justify and acknowledge and take on account and beat on their chest on TikTok and in the comments of these other videos, like, she was checked out. So this is kind of what we're reacting to. This is what they're giving the world, and they're giving the world to us for us to see them through a clearer lens. It is what it is, but they get mad at us when we jump on this game. But Ocho Cinco, man, if you see this video, bro, I don't know what happened. It looks like you were the one that cheated, because she made a comment on social media that was like, you know, she done with you. And then a girl replied and was like, she finna jump in your inbox, and she was like, hope you don't catch nothing. So it looked like you was just kind of maybe on your high horse. But at the end of the day, what you need to realize is that showed you a lot about her character, for one, because this is a woman you were finna marry. And right after she made an announcement about y'all not being together, or she done with you, she put, perception is everything. So she put a comment out there that can change people's perception about you very quickly. She could have kept it very professional, but she didn't. So that should tell you two things about her character. One, she cheated on her ex to be with you. And two, right after the relationship ended, or she put it out there that she's no longer with you or want to be, you know, intertwined with your name, she kind of began bashing your name. And that tells you a lot about her character. And I hope you do see this video so you can know that that's not the type of woman you necessarily want to marry. And I know she's a very attractive woman, but a woman who will bash your character after a relationship is not the type of woman that you need for, you know, being in your future. That just is what it is, bro. Like, anybody who you were with, anybody who's with anybody and you bash them after the fact on social media, you need a mental health checkup. Because, like I say, it all comes down to decision making. Nobody is holding a gun to anybody's head and saying, be with this person. So the amount of time you choose to stay with a person and then talk bad or bash their name in any type of way after a relationship should be a social media or should be a mental health checkup evaluation directly after that, because nobody held a gun to your head and said you need to be with this person. It was a decision that you made every day to stay with that person. You get what I'm saying? But look, I don't want to take too much of y'all time, man. I definitely want to know how y'all feel about this video. Like I say, man, he made this mistake. He got to live with it. But her character, he should have known from the beginning. Whether he made a mistake or not, he should have known from the beginning how you get him is how you lose him. Who knows what she's out here doing right now? Bouncing. But look, man, like I said, man, we're going to be out. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. Notification bell, click that so we can know when I drop videos and update videos, man. We're going to be going, man.